Yeah, what I like about the All-Star game is the fans vote for the starting lineup, which makes it totally democratic, and a nice switch from the presidential election. Okay. We started it.
Who loves USA? Go ahead, Phil.
Jay, yours. The master of getting cheap applause in the studio while 300 million people are bored at home.
Not true.
That's a lot of viewers.
Yeah, I'm slightly exaggerating. Yeah. Speaking of exaggerating, let's get back to the money issue. You brought up the money issue. And this is why I can't root for the Yankees, and I did grow up with the Yankees. I also was 7 years old when I first was taken to see Mickey Mantle, and it hurts me too. But you know what? Whatever you guys said about they have a farm team, yeah, they can keep the players they built up in the farm team, but they also, when this time of year comes, when they have to go out to get the guys
We'll tinker with it. We're just going to tinker with the team. Tinker with the chemistry at $55 million. Just tinker with it.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Who got Roger Clemens? Who gets the big players?
You've seen it.
There's only about 4 or 5 teams who are really in the game.
Right, but
it's as fixed as wrestling.
No, it's not. You got to keep in mind that the money's not just coming from the owners' pockets. When the Yankees come and play Anaheim, and we were talking about it backstage, there's more Yankee fans than Angels fans. And I got news for you. Besides the owners' pockets, the gate, the TV rights, the Yankees, when they go on the road to the Expos, they get a piece of that gate.
That's right.
So they have a lot of resources. It pays to win in this business. The reason they have money to pay for those guys, look at Cleveland. There's like 1 million people all in Cleveland with the suburbs around it. They compete every year. That owner doesn't have his pockets.
It's a rich city.
So what you're saying, maybe that what they're talking, the new phrase is constriction. That's the new.
I'm saying there's a lot of different ways to get the money as opposed to what you think is just a big owner.
For those who may not know what constriction is, we're going to eliminate now. It's going to be a survival of the fittest in baseball. We're going to eliminate the Montreals and the Tampa Bays and maybe the Minnesotas.
Not the Twins are going anywhere.
They're going to cities that don't have that money.
I think that needs to go. I think we need to go backwards in the game of baseball instead of forward.
Fewer teams.
Exactly.
And then the Yankees are going to get somebody like Cliff Floyd or Ryan Dempster from the supplemental draft, and everyone's going to go, oh, there they go again.
But you know,
signing the big names.
The players and
why am I talking like this and not getting laughs? Sorry.
The players don't realize that they're big contracts.
It's not their fault. It's television. I mean, there's so much billions going to the owners. What are the players supposed to do? I mean, it's the market. It's not the players setting the price.
But you know, when I was a kid, the common man, this was a blue-collar sport. The guy who had nothing to do all summer could enjoy all the games. You know how many games are on the Yankees this year? Out of 162 games on free TV, 58.
Well, you can still get $10 tickets at Yankee Stadium.
It's still the best value as far as sporting events are concerned. It's still the best value.
You go to the Staples Center for a basketball game. It's like the Ritz-Carlton for a basketball game.
Excuse me. Have you tried to take 2 kids to Lion King? You have to put your house in escrow. Are you kidding me?
I'll tell you where the money is made. You know, it's not the $10 ticket. It's the
hot dogs. They're like $65
now. To a Dodger game, they had to run a credit check for me when I went to the concession.
That's true. When the Mets signed Piazza.
Now we're on the subject of Dodger Stadium. Can I say something on national television?
I don't know.
Dodger dogs are the single most disgusting
thing. They're great. They're great.
I don't know. You must have grown up in a cave.
Oh, they're great.
No, they're wrapped in tinfoil. There's 60,000. Oh, that's great. Hot dogs in tinfoil.
I like the stuff they put on nachos. It's called cheese food. Cheese food. They don't say it's cheese because it's not really cheese.
You want to know how the average man...
The great thing about it is you're still buying them, though. That's the great thing about it.
I love it.
You know, somebody sued for Dodger dogs, and now they have directions on how to unwrap
that hot dog, but you're still buying that hot dog.
Speaking of which, I don't think you should be able to buy a hot dog if you're in a skybox. If you're up there eating shrimp, you can't have the hot dog.
They have
because that's what ruined the game. That's why the poor guy who used to be able to watch every game free on TV, that's why he can't do it, because it's skyboxes and cable
trays
and
now. I've never heard of dessert trays at a ball game. But you know what really made this one really made my blood boil? It's at Anaheim Stadium, you know? What they call Edison Field, pardon.
Edison International.
Edison International.
Right.
You know, Thomas Edison was such a baller.
The ball game's going on, and you know what they have? Bill, they have a video arcade at the game. For kids who are bored with the game,
well, you know, let's
go and play some video games. And what do they have? They have a baseball Nintendo game.
Right.
Right.
I know.
This is frightening.
It's kind of like at the LA City Walk. They have a model of the city.
Right.
But you're here in the city of Los Angeles. You're right.
So by the Hollywood sign, but the Hollywood sign is real over
commercial
there.
When they have the Rolaids relief pitcher, that kind of, you know.
Well, that was way back in the day. But getting back to what you said about how can the average guy enjoy a game, I think I have a really good solution. The average Joe that works for a salary should save his money and put some money away to take his family, because right now we are witnessing the greatest collection of athletes ever assembled. There's more Hall of Famers on any night on a baseball telecast than you've ever seen.
And that's because they've specialized the game, and they don't have to do everything in the game.
Well, Barry Bonds is a specialist at hitting 500 home runs.
You don't get your eyes done by a knee doctor. I mean,
Tony
it's
Gwynn's a specialist for 3,000 hits. Ricky Henderson's a specialist.
Athletes used to have to really be athletes.
Oh.
Now you have
Name me
freaks.
one hockey player that's a left-handed reliever that's some fat guy coming out of the
never followed hockey. It's not American.
Well, no, there's no...
But,
I agree.
I have to take a break, but we'll come back to this when we come back.
Join us this week on Politically Incorrect when Bill's guests will include The Tonight Show's Jay Leno, from Jane's Addiction, Dave Navarro, actor and recording artist David Cassidy, and actress Samantha Mathis.
Yeah, baseball has gone high-tech this year, like everything else. This year you could cast your vote for the All-Star ballot over the Internet, which may explain why the starting pitcher for the American League is Angelina Jolie. All right, I want to get into this because you brought this up again. This special is... I hate the DH rule.
Me too.
I think that ruined the American League.
I never liked the DH.
I think athletes, when they did everything in a game, that was an athlete. Now they have guys, you need an inch to get the first down, you send in a big fat truck.
But is it any wonder why, though, Bill? It's all about investments. You're not going to let Pedro Martinez go 7 innings if you don't have to. Let him go 6 1/3, and then you get, I feel a twinge. It's time for me to come out. He's a twinge.
I'm a high school.
So now,
I'm a high school
and the
baseball
reason for that is because you have a setup man, you have a closer, you have somebody. This is an investment, though.
Yeah, let's take out
so you don't
Petey
get
and give the ball
letters.
to Rolando Araujo.
Yeah.
But you have $250 million, $300 million invested. In the case of Alex Rodriguez, $250 million invested in a
Yeah,
player.
but you have to put that in context.
Who,
I hate
K-Rod?
when people attack that. First of all, the players work maybe 10, 12 years for their whole lives, so it's $500 million. But, you know, we have like 20, 30 years to make that.
I think the specialization point is well taken, but I also think
they're the reason why the guy can't watch the game on free TV.
No, they're not. It's
Of
the owners
course
and
they
their
are.
deal.
Their salaries drive. That's why they have to have skyboxes and put the games on cable to pay Alex Rodriguez's salary.
That's what they have, $1 billion TV deal, and that's what they pay their players.
Right.
It's not right for anybody.
The player's salary came before.
No, it didn't. No,
Of course it did. They have to raise.
It came when
The
ABC
second the
sold
Lakers
baseball
signed
from
Shaq.
NBC and made it $1 billion deal, and that's when everything exploded.
the problem that I have is not paying players well. It's guaranteeing, you may disagree with this, but it's guaranteeing a guy 5 years whether he shows up or not. I hate that, and I also hate the fact that you're getting into a situation where you're paying guys who aren't even that good a ton of money.
Plus, you pay them that kind of money, and then there's an incentive clause to make the All-Star team on top of your $250 million. If you're paid that kind of money, shouldn't you just make the All-Star team, period?
One of the things that's really bothers
me... Without your extra $100 grand.
One of the things that really bothers me is everybody's on the agents. The agent's this, the agent's that. Everybody complains about agents. The thing that bothers me is when are the players going to take responsibility of these contracts that are out there? And for the thing you just said, you're making, you know, $100 million, and you have an incentive clause if you make the All-Star team. If you don't make the All-Star team, it should be embarrassing.
But you know, the Hornets really love
take away.
Phil, it's true. Why do everybody blame the agents?
I agree with you.
The players need to step up and take responsibility and go, you know what?
Isn't Bernie
Get
Williams
that out of there.
for us?
Yes.
Bernie Williams was going to get like $10 million more.
With Scott Mohr.
But Bernie's like a good guy, so it's weird that he'd be with him. So Bernie was offered $10 million more to go to the Red Sox. Bernie Williams walked into Yankee Stadium in January, laid down in the outfield in center field, and just laid there and looked around and said, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah, and Tony Gwynn stays with the Padres because he wants to be on that team, and Kirby
signed originally with the Rangers because he wanted to stay there.
And he almost signed with the Yankees about 2 years ago.
I'll tell you something.
He was playing for nothing for them.
But I don't like the DA.
to get my incentive clause. Sorry.
EI is going to the Big Apple. If you'll be in the New York area July 17th through the 19th and would like free tickets, call 1-800-648-6100.
I want to hear her saying. Tell me what you were saying there.
I'm going to say, yes, the game has become commercial, and I think one more player that they have to pay like A-Rod, it's going to sound like this. Welcome, everybody. It's a beautiful one-a-day vitamins for baseball here at Don't Squeeze the Charmin Stadium with a national car rental game time temperature of 82 degrees.
I couldn't agree more.
What are you waiting for? That's when you clap. How many jokes did you write today?
They still bring them in. They still bring them to the park when they have promotional nights like hard liquor and hand.
All right, tomorrow we have Jay Leno. Jay Leno, okay. Jeff Greenfield and Laura Ingram. He's on the other station. What a